you ready? Stand by.
Hello and welcome to the Pew Pew Show. Tonight's show brought to you by Dean and
Scott.
This show is the only show that's guaranteed to save seconds off your stage time or your money back.
Hang on, this thing's free.
Well, that just makes it even better, doesn't it?
We're going to double your money back because double nothing is still nothing.
I'll tell you what's going to be great about this show tonight is we've got a very special guest on tonight, so keep watching. But for now,
Let's go into some shooting.
hold my beer. Let's take a look at a quick stage from Paul Fegan, who's shooting over in the Czech Republic right now.
That's so awesome.
Yep, now he's shooting in a competition called the Euro Extreme Cup.
It's off to a good start. I love that compensator smoke come up.
He's shooting open.
And he's done. He railed that stage.
Oh, hey, he's not just training in open, he's competing in
No,
open.
he's competing in open and amazing job. That was fast.
Yeah, that's a swinger down the back there and a couple of long shots as well.
And it was just bang, bang.
Yeah, yeah.
Finished, done. So it just goes, he can pretty much shoot anything.
Hey, look, the more you watch Paul, the more you can see those slight pauses that he takes for those longer shots, that he makes sure he gets them, and he doesn't miss.
Pays off for him every time. Again, Performance Pistol with Paul. We're going to put the link in the description below for his courses.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, because shooting is great fun. We all enjoy it, but probably just as big a part of shooting is the training.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, that was phenomenal. He went nuts. And what a great person to learn from.
Absolutely.
We've got a very special guest coming up tonight, which is going to be really exciting to see. It's been a fun day. It's been awesome. Before we go on to that, though, let's have a chat about dry fire.
Dry fire, well, that's an important part of your training process, and if you're not doing it, you're falling behind because your mates that are close to you, if they're doing it, they're going to leave you for dead, basically.
They are, 100%. Can you explain to the viewers a little bit more about dry fire and exactly what it is?
Well, so if we define dry fire, it's practicing without any live ammunition. Now, you can do that to, different lengths and different degrees. So basically what I would say is dry fire, not only is it just practicing without any rounds, but it's actually the key to progressing. So when you think about how you shoot a stage, okay, you've got a certain amount of accuracy and a certain amount of speed. The only way to really break those things, aside from seeing a lot of rounds down range, is to do dry fire.
So what would you say the elements of dry fire are?
My understanding is that there's you can dry fire in speed mode. That's my favourite.
Yeah, me too.
And then you can dry fire in accuracy.
Yep.
And you can dry fire in match mode. So match mode really is where you just combine the two and put your mental game to it and see where you end up.
Awesome.
So coming back to, if we look at them in a breakdown, so your speed mode really is to, I look at it as breaking where you're currently at in the time it takes you to do a certain skill. So you can break that and experience new sensations, and because for example, if you've only ridden your bike at 20 kilometres an hour, you don't know what it feels like to ride your bike at 40 kilometres an hour, or 50 or 60. This gives you the opportunity to do that. You can go nuts. You can draw that gun out of your holster like flat stick and feel like it's going to fly across the room, but at least you're in a safe environment to do it.
Yeah, exactly, except if you donk the dog on the head that's in front of you.
Or if it goes through the window, that's bad too.
Yeah, that's when we get in trouble.
But speed mode really gives you, in dry fire, is a safe way to go as fast and ridiculously stupid fast as you want, and no one's going to get hurt.
That's right. And then in between there and where you're shooting at the club, you're going to improve.
Well, that's the idea. Now, obviously, we want to get, you want to train in speed mode, and then obviously the other mode we were talking about was accuracy. So once you're consistently doing this, because you're doing these drills over and over and over and over again, so you get better and better at them, more consistent, and then you can make sure that whatever these drills are, that when you're coming up on the target, you're getting a good sight picture. Every time you do that, you're getting more accurate, more accurate, more accurate every drill.
So speaking of drills, where are new people and experienced people going to find these drills?
Oh yeah, well, you can find them, there's a whole heap of places you can find material. Now, I'm a little bit I like my brands of things and I like my shooters. So if somebody's the best, then I just want to listen to what they have to say. And once I sort of got my feeling for what they're putting out, then I might explore elsewhere. So when it came to like learning how to shoot physically, and Paul Fegan being one of the best in the country, I was like, well, I'm going that direction.
Yep.
I'll go to his courses. Dry fire, people were talking about the Steve Anderson guy. I listened to him and I was like, man, this guy, he talks about a lot of other stuff and there's dogs are barking. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, that's right. In between all that, you
And
get
I'm
some
like, what?
phenomenal
And I actually put it down for a little bit, and then I came back and I had another go, and now I really, really love it. I love hearing the dogs. I love hearing what's going on in Steve's world.
It's not just that. Now Steve's part of the Pew Pew Show family as well.
Well,
I mean,
that's right. But you really, when you listen to Steve's podcast, you really feel connected. So once I started to enjoy his podcast, I went out and bought his books.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was the next thing.
So let everyone know where Steve's books can be bought by. Let's put it in the description below.
Yeah, that's andersonshooting.com.
Yep.
So now we were talking about the other third element, which is match mode. That's another element that Steve Anderson really takes care of. So the other element being match mode in your dry fire, where you put your accuracy and your speed all together and really practice a section of a stage or even a whole stage, and put it all together. Now, Steve Anderson, speaking of match mode, matches is where he really comes into the fore, because his mental management is what can separate you from having a disastrous nationals, state selection match, to having a really good, solid run.
And a fun one as well.
Well, hey, being consistent is fun. Winning is fun. Shooting at your skill level is a hell of a lot of fun.
That's right. The opposite to that is, I didn't really like nationals. Well, why didn't you like nationals? Because I wasn't having fun, and yeah.
So again, with his mental management, it'll give you the mindset of a winning performer. And if you don't follow it, you'll know you didn't follow it. Okay, I know.
Because you won't have fun.
Well, yeah, because not following it ends up not being fun. That's for sure.
That's right.
So I experienced that at the Nationals on day 2. But the difference is, instead of not knowing what's going wrong, what you're doing wrong, why am I thinking this and it's not working for me, you know what you're doing, you know you can get yourself out of it a lot quicker.
So to improve in IPSC for beginners and probably 12 months into the sport, we're looking at dry fire.
Yeah.
Read books, get audible books, get drills, and keep practicing them. And I would probably say get a coach.
Absolutely, get a coach would be a great idea. A mentor, someone who'll help you out. Now, I would say you first need to understand that training and dry fire is part of the game forevermore.
Yeah, it continues.
And the sooner you embrace dry fire, the sooner you embrace training, the better off you're going to be.
Yeah, well, look, IPSC and shooting in general is a perishable skill. If you're not repeating that skill over and over again, it is perishable and you will get worse. So keep practicing, get out there, find yourself a coach. We've got a few coaches on the Pew Pew Show. We're lucky enough. We've got Paul Fegan, who's been on. His links are in the description below. We've got Steve Anderson, who's a Pew Pew Show family, and then we've got Paul Hags' Pew Pew Show family as well. And we've got some of the best coaches in the world on this show for you. So please reach out to them and join up and find one that suits you. And
well, they're all putting out fantastic content.
Oh, yeah.
So you're a fool not to take advantage of it.
100%. Get on it. Speaking of dry fire, as we're speaking of dry fire and coaches,
Yes.
we've got a letter of the week.
Oh, let's read it then. Okay, great. We've got a letter here from Jessica in South Africa.
Hey, Jess.
Now, Jess says, "Hi, Steve. I saw you on the Pew Pew Show and thought I'd try my luck writing in. I shoot IPSC in South Africa and I'm a C-grade shooter, and I've been told I need to dry fire if I want to move beyond my current skill level. I've heard that you're the dry fire guru, and I would like to know the best drills to get better from here. Thank you, Jessica."
Thanks, Jessica. Let's give the guru a chance to answer this, shall we?
Well, let's send it over to the rock star of dry fire, Steve Anderson.
Hello, Jessica from South Africa. Thank you so much for writing to us about how to use dry fire to get better. It is true, I'm the dry fire guru, and I did write the very first book about dry fire to ever officially exist. I did that a very long time ago in a galaxy far, far away here in Ohio in 2003. And that book is based on what I saw as the normal skills required for the matches I was going to. My goal was to be a Grandmaster, so I studied the American classifiers and discovered that if I could shoot 6, reload, shoot 6, pretty fast, pretty accurately, I could be a Grandmaster. It worked great for me. It's worked great for countless others. Now, your needs are a little different. You could get the book Refinement Repetition on Amazon. However, the problem with South Africa is the shipping is quite expensive. So if you don't want to do that, it's like $60 for shipping, and because of your mail system, it might not ever get there anyway. But what you can do is be a little creative. What you can do is go through the things that are giving you trouble in matches and design drills around them. For example, if your local match or your match you go to on a regular basis involves going to an aperture, as you say in South Africa, setting up and shooting some number of targets, set that up in dry fire. Set up an aperture in dry fire that you can run into and set up what you're likely to see. In South Africa, in I.P.S.C, they like to use those little plates. Right, so you can make some little plates out of cardboard or whatever you've got, maybe an old biltong package, right? Biltong, good stuff. Get a biltong package, use it to simulate steel. All you need to do is set up and dry fire whatever you are likely to see at matches and learn to do it better. In the beginning, you'll just want to make sure you can call accurate shots. But if you get the same array set up, like if there's something you see that's pretty similar on a regular basis, go here and shoot this, you can begin to put a par time on it so that you can begin getting quicker. Anything you can set up in dry fire that's exactly the same can have a par time, and you'll use that par time to evaluate how long it takes you to do the thing, right? You have a start tone, give yourself 3 seconds, and then the par tone will sound. If you get the drill done before 3 seconds is up, you've beat the par time. Whittle that thing down. Take it to 2.9. What do I got to do to accomplish this in 2.9 and still have accurate shots? What do I got to do to accomplish this in 2.8? If there's a movement component, you'll probably find that keeping the gun high and the body low will be very, very helpful. If you have a period of movement and you're coming into a new position, having that gun high and ready to shoot with your body nice and low and your knees bent will make that much easier to do. So, easiest thing to do is get the book Refinement Repetition. I understand shipping's kind of expensive for you guys. Failing that, get creative and set up the things that you see over and over again at matches and dry fire those until you're great at them. And it's also very important to acknowledge the success that you are having. Confidence is at least 30% of success, and all confidence is past success predicting future success. So if you leave a dry fire session feeling successful, you will predict that your next shooting event will also be successful. This means you have to define success and acknowledge success. This will give you the right to expect future success, which is the very definition of confidence. Hope this helps, and if we can help you anymore, please let us know. Thank you very much.
As you can see, Targets USA standard and mini poppers can be completely disassembled, making them easy to transport. Both the Rhino and the I.P.S.C plates are fully reversible. This saves time during the match from having to repaint them. Resetting the targets has never been so easy. Just place your hand or your foot at the back of the unit, then interlock the plate with the locking mechanism. Standard poppers come with a reversible activating keyhole for getting all those moving targets activated. The last thing that shooters and ROs want is a range malfunction, and the best way to avoid this is to use these high quality and highly reliable targets made from Targets USA.
Thanks, Steve. That was some awesome answer to that. Seriously.
Yeah, absolutely. Steve knows his stuff.
Oh, well and truly. Well and truly. We have a very special guest on the show tonight.
Absolutely.
A good friend of both of ours. Tell us a bit more about him.
Tim is, well, look, he's a master grade shooter, but to tell you a little bit about him, he's a fierce competitor.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see the look on many people's face that I see on him.
He's got the eye of the tiger.
Yeah, absolutely. He's one of the most determined shooters out there, and I'm surprised he's not Grandmaster already. He's knocking on the door. He's not far away from it. He's had a go at our Pew Pew Show stage challenge, and it'd be great to have a chat with him and see how he went. Hey Tim, welcome to the Pew Pew Show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
It's great to have you on. Actually, you've been a bit of a supporter of the show from the beginning, so we really appreciate that.
100%. He told me what the 10 questions were tonight, so I forgot.
Now, during the week, you'll do training with your work.
Yep.
You'll shoot a couple of matches down at the club, and then you're going to matches occasionally. You're getting a fair bit of shooting in.
Matches occasionally. He's running all over town. He was up in Queensland last week.
Yeah, so yeah, that's right. Look, obviously, yeah, through my work, you know, I'm lucky with my work. I work at a range, or well, that's part of the facility. So I've got that ability to train at work as well. But also, I'm doing a lot of work at our local I.P.S.C club. So
yeah,
and just life circumstances at the moment for the last year and a bit. I've had that time available, so just trying to keep myself occupied, I guess.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And as Scott was saying, you actually did shoot up in Queensland just recently. How did that match go for you?
Yeah, look, that was a really good match. So I was up at City of Brisbane, at the River Challenge.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, something of that description.
Okay,
so I saw that they had that going, and got some flights up there and shot the match because I see online the guys are putting on some good matches.
Yeah.
And they look a little bit different to the way we run our matches.
Stages looked amazing.
Yeah,
I saw
yeah.
I reckon we'll put a clip of the stages up in a minute as well, so you can have a bit of a look at what Tim was doing. But how did you actually go? How'd you place?
I think, a little bit lower than what I wanted to.
Heavy competition up there too.
Yeah, their club's amazing. Well, as I wasn't even at it, so I think Tyrone Vorst won it.
Oh, that's hard.
The dual champion from a year ago at the Nationals only managed to scrape a third in Sean Ferrero. So, I mean, they've got really good competition up there. So.
Was Shawnee shooting?
Sean shot. He shot a pre-match or something like that.
I know he missed Nationals because it was his birthday at the same time. So happy belated birthday, Shawnee. But
yeah, look, it was the way they do their matches is I would class it as let's just call it like USPSA kind of style.
Okay.
It was. They've got a few ranges where you got that 180 degree kind of angle. These guys are really creative with their stages, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to go up there.
Do you think they're getting an advantage out of these types of stages that they're managing to build, or is it that they've got a high, or not a high, but a decent calibre of shooters there, or a combination of both?
I'd say, a combination of both for sure. I mean, I can't speak for every club and, the types of people that are shooting, but I'm looking at their matches, that I might see in practice score and their results. And, they might have a match where they've got, up to sort of 10 Masters and a couple Grandmasters, and that's on their, midweek match. And they've got, 50 odd people shooting their midweek match. I mean, this is just, it's insane. And having that competition is, unbelievable for your development, having that. So
to go against that many Masters and be up there with the team that you're shooting with in Nationals and other states.
And look, on top of that, I wanted to see their facility, and they've got a couple ranges that are, they've got that 180 degree, they've got the berms on the left and right, or at least
love them berms.
I love them.
Yeah, they've got. So they've got a massive advantage to be able to do that, and that would prepare you really well for international matches as well. So
for sure.
So speaking of international, you're moving over to the States very soon.
Yes, I am. Hopefully. It's been
comes through.
It's been a while. So so a planned move to the States, in Virginia, state of Virginia. Eventually, we'll just sort of in the midst of buying a house at the moment up there. But for a while I've been going through the process for permanent residency.
So does that mean a switch between I.P.S.C to USPSA when you move over there?
Well, it looks like that's their main game. I mean, they do have I.P.S.C for people who need to qualify.
But USPSA is the way to go over there.
Well, so that's in terms of practical shooting. That's what it will be. So I got a bit of a taste for it up in Brisbane, and got handed to me up there. So
that was going to be the next question. I was going to ask you, how do you think your changeover is going to be from IPSC to USPSA when you get over in the States? Do you think there's going to be much difference in? Well, obviously your movement's going to be different.
Don't you just cheat and make shortcuts everywhere?
Over and stuff like that.
Well, if I move to the equivalent, which will be carry optics, me being a production optics shooter at the moment, their one major change is the mag capacity. So over there it would be something in the order of a 22 or 23 plus one. So you'd have to blend positions. Would be something which I would love.
Okay, so with the Nationals, you've improved 5%, which is no mean feat, because you've probably improved more than that, based that competition are improving all the time as well. Unfortunately, and I don't know, I'm curious how you feel about it, because I understand everyone that finished above you, which wasn't very many people, all gained Grandmaster status at the Nationals. But you missed out.
Almost exactly right. So. 4 guys got Grandmaster. One didn't achieve Grandmaster, but he already was one. So the 5 guys in front of me are all GMs. Yeah.
So you were right on the edge. You're knocking on the door there. There must be a sense of frustration not to have been able to take it away.
No, not really. I mean, I shot with Dave Saldini in my squad, who made Grandmaster in that match. And I'd beaten him all season, by the way. But he definitely deserved to beat me in that match, and he by a few percent. So he got a 95 something, and he just got better as the match went on. He's been shooting for quite a while, and first day I was beating him. Second day we sort of evened up. Third day just stretched ahead. So he was definitely shooting like a cog or two quicker than me, and still getting the points. So.
Well, fair enough, and well done to him.
Dave, by the way.
That's Well, what an achievement. With you potentially moving overseas soon, do you think you'll come back for Nationals?
Oh, look, people will keep asking me about that. Look, we'll wait and see how that.
I'd hope you would actually, and give it another crack and see if you can't just make it that next step up. That'd be cool.
Well, I'm going to throw Tim on the line. This is way out of left field, and look, Dean's worried. He's worried because I've cut in off script, just completely. You're going to switch to USPSA when you go over to the States, right? How would you like to be our roving reporter over there?
Hang on. I thought this was meant to throw him off, not throw me off.
How would you like to do some interviews and stuff for USPSA in the States for us?
We can do interviews, but based on the setup that you've got here, I thought it was just a guy.
This would just be out on the range.
I literally thought this was a guy on an iPhone, but you guys don't realise this, but if I could take a photo of what I'm seeing right now, there's all these pro lights, and there was all these technical terms you're running through, and where'd you work on before?
Throw me under the bus.
I'm now interviewing you, so I didn't realise what your background was.
See how he turned that around very nicely, so he would be a great interviewer.
So what I'm trying to do is sort of say, it would be me on an iPhone if I'm doing this kind of stuff, not all this pro setup.
Can't you see it? Timmy time.
Timmy time.
Oh, God.
We already started that last week. We had this already set up, mate. This already set up.
I thought we talked about this. I didn't give you permission to give some kind of banner label.
I'll tell you, we'll look you up with Steve Anderson in the States and we'll work from there.
Yeah, okay, cool. We'll do that then.
Steve, you're getting thrown under the bus as well, mate. We're going to dob everyone in for this one.
Wow, okay.
All right, now I've got to tell a quick little story at Sale. So we were on, me and my squad were on range 2, I think it was. And I think you were ROing on the right-hand side. And anyway, something was going on, and there's this big, heavy table. I mean, this thing was made out of decent timber, and it needed moving for some reason. And the ROs have yelled out, "Oh, who wants to give us a hand move this table?" And nobody wanted to put their hand up. And Tim came walking through, and I go, "Super cop." So he grabs the table and he's kind of looking like, huh? Is that me?
Oh yeah, that's right. I vaguely remember that now. I didn't hear those words you said. It was like all I heard was people laughing.
I swore you did, because you had this kind of look at you, like, what do you call me? And then you're like, I was just walking through.
Oh, that's right. Yes, that's right. I was on my way to it and I was in a rush to get somewhere else and you asked for some help and I'm like, how did I end up carrying a table and getting caught up for like minutes when I needed to be in another range to almost shoot?
Wrong place at the right time.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah,
that's the second time we've thrown you on the bus tonight.
that's right. And I think I yelled out to the squad, like, I'm not even supposed to be here, squad. You guys are supposed to do this. I was walking through. Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, I absolutely do remember that now. Yeah.
So, Tim, you came out and shot the Pew Pew Show stage.
Yep.
How do you think you fared?
I think I fared okay. It felt pretty good.
It was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
It was a good stage, actually. It was really well designed and lots of skills tested.
You made a couple of mentions of the skills tested on that Pew Pew stage. Throw out a couple.
Certainly shooting on the move. You got a few moving targets. One of them was wild. That holy monkey target. I think that's what they refer to them now as, which I've never shot before. You've got to roll through positions if you want to get a good time. So through that middle section, you've got those 4 targets, and you've got to back as well. So this is like there's opportunities to save a bunch of time if you're shooting stuff on the move, but then you've got to like temper it with like your risk.
Yes.
Like, you got to balance it between risk because there was some, where the swinger was, there was a partial with only a portion of the A zone, and there was a bit of distance there, so had to think about how to shoot that.
Yeah, absolutely. Who designed that stage?
You designed that stage.
That's right.
I spent 3 hours building the bloody thing yesterday.
I'm deeply appreciative for that too.
I deeply told you that on the next season the stage is going to be a little bit more simplified.
Yes, absolutely. So there is going to be a new Pew Pew stage coming and it'll be a little bit simpler for us all to set up. Hey, let's watch the footage and see how you went, hey?
Yep.
He's pain in the arse for preparation.
Oh, this funny thing he does with
Here we go. Are you ready?
Press check.
How fast off the mark, Tim?
Very quick, very quick.
Good relay there, I like that.
The ball was lightning too. The relay was fast. Good movement. Exit position's great.
Soft exit. Yep.
Those 2 traps have been executed super quick. And the monkey's done.
You just railed that stage.
Wow, you made that big stage look pretty small the way you handled that. Well done.
You shot a 12-rounder.
Good job, good job. All right, let's have a look at the scoreboard for you.
Yep.
Tim, you managed to shoot 26 alphas. Well done.
Oof.
Blistering 4 Charlies only in a time of 2:0.92. Hit factor 6.78.
Railed it.
Nice.
That was insane.
That was so cool.
Well done. Oh, it was a pleasure to watch, I can tell you.
Which throws him
Throws him right to the top.
right to the top.
You are the Pew Pew
Wait. Stretch.
stage challenge winner
you.
at this stage.
Hey.
Well done.
Well done. So
Good
you made a
job.
cookie.
Yep. Crushed souls all
Crushed
around.
crushed cookie and crushed souls, mate.
That cookie's just crumbs now. Sorry, Al.
Oh, well, I'm not going to give it to people, am I?
So that's one great thing I've noticed about shooting with you at club comps. You don't back down. Like, you might turn up to some of these matches going, oh, I can see who's here, I'll probably win this match. But that doesn't stop you one little bit. Your foot's on the gas pedal the whole way. You run as hard as you can run. You shoot as many alphas as you can shoot. I don't know what I mean, obviously you're inspired to do as well as you can. I guess maybe you're going, I might win this, let's see how much I can beat them all by. I don't know what you're going to see the results.
What's your mindset when you go just into a club match?
Yeah.
Good question. So I'm not necessarily thinking about how much I can beat people by because it's like a variable you can't kind of affect.
Yeah.
Because someone might actually have a really good day.
True.
So, but what I do have when I'm shooting is what is the most I can eke out of my own performance when I'm shooting those stages.
Yeah.
And look, I'm learning from even, let's say I am at a club match, I will see how someone runs it.
Yeah.
And, I don't just sit back and just sort my own stuff out and just patch out and just, run a timer or do what I'm doing. I actually watch other people shoot. Okay. And if there's something that I'm learning from them, I'll probably take that tip, like the way they might run the stage or a portion of the stage. I'll go, ooh, I didn't think of that. So the way I'm trying to think about it is, like what can I do to improve my own performance, and what can I learn that night? So every time I go to a range, like my time's precious, and I think, like, what can I actually learn that night? So regardless of what the result is.
That's pretty cool. And to say that there's things that you can learn from people who are not at the same level as you is a pretty humble thing and cool thing to say. On that note though, like at the club that we shoot, you've stepped up a bit. Now we've got some guys moving interstate and some guys aren't shooting anymore. You've stepped up a little more with stage design. You're helping coach people along a little bit. But you're also giving positive feedback to all the shooters. You're not picking out a select few to just say, hey, oh, you're doing great. You're actually, communicating with everybody there. And I think that sort of leadership is something that we need more of in all our clubs. So
yeah, good point. All right, so just on that, I mean, there's always that thing where you got to be careful about unsolicited advice. Like that's a thing that happens a little bit in shooting. So I'm really careful about that. So I didn't say much for a long time, and I still don't say a ton when I'm at matches. Even though thank you for doing that, but because I am doing a little bit of ad hoc training / coaching. Some of these guys at the club now, I know that their ears are open to listening to advice. So I know that if I throw some advice to them, why did you shoot this way, or what were you thinking there, or what do you, before they shoot it, what's your stage plan in this area here? I do that, and I know that it's not unsolicited, because I'm always wary of that.
I think you can back yourself a little bit more. You've got proven performance, that's out there on the table. Nationals proves that. Both the last two Nationals, you've proven that you've got the score on the board to show, hey, I do know what I'm doing. So Tim, the Police and Services Games is another event that you're involved in with Al?
Look, they've been running those games for about 40 odd years now, maybe a little bit over. But Al and I come up with the idea of introducing IPSC as one of the sports, and there's multiple shooting sports, as you can imagine, being connected to emergency services and VicPol and all that stuff. But we decided to see if we can get that in, and it was accepted as a sport, and we've run it 3 years now, and it's been pretty successful.
Well, it's the most exciting version of pistol shooting there is.
Exactly. So it's word spreading.
Good.
That's awesome. That's getting the sport out there in a legitimate way too, which is fantastic.
But having said that, though, I do have a present for you guys.
Oh, okay.
Somewhat connected to it, and just to say thank you for the little coverage that you guys had for us.
Oh, thanks, mate. Look, thanks for
throughout the year. So thank you for coming down. So
it's a pleasure.
Got you guys a shirt. Sports coordinator.
That is awesome.
Sports coordinator shirt.
Yeah. I did see some of these on the day. I went, they look pretty cool.
There you go, guys.
What we're going to have to do, we've got 2 shirts now that we're going to have to actually frame and put on the set.
We'll have to get
lazy,
that.
Sorry. But it's, we're going to get them framed up and put on. What we do get you guys to do, though, is sign your shirts that you give us. We need a Timmy. We need a Timmy signature on there, mate.
Well, we'll find out the black marker and we'll
put that on there. That'll be going up in the frame with the one Al gave us from the World Shoot as well.
Who should I sign it out to?
Just to the Pew Pew Show.
The check or the
Pew Pew Show, Crushed Souls.
Joe, Crushed Cookies. We'll go with Crushed Cookies.
Some cookies to
crush. What you did to him tonight. Awesome stuff. All right, before we go, we've got to get you hit up with the 10 questions. Favourite IPSC gun?
Look, I love my Shadow 2s, like that's what I use, but like in terms of just awesomeness of guns, at SHOT Show this year, I managed to go to the Atlas booth, and they have a bunch of 2011s or variants of all that kind of stuff. They make some really good guns.
Really? I'm going to have to suss them out.
Unbelievable.
I've got one person that's actually looking for me 2011 at the moment, so I'm going to pass that on.
What element about the gun made you feel like this is a fantastic gun?
I mean, look, 2011s are awesome guns.
Yeah.
And, you'll see some guys that, going around and all that kind of stuff. But, like, these just... look, I'm not an expert on the 2011s, but just the way it felt, the crispness, the lightness, the balance of the gun. Yeah. I could imagine that just shooting it would be like butter.
Awesome. Atlas Firearms, if you're listening, we'd love to check out one of your guns. Send one over to us. Swingers or bobbers?
Send two.
Yeah. I like shooting swingers.
Like shooting the swingers? Awesome. Favourite IPSC moment?
Oh, look, it's hard to give it down to one. Look, I just love the I.P.S.C family. Like whenever you go to matches and you're staying with mates in an Airbnb and you see people and you talk to them and stuff like that. It wouldn't necessarily be like, winning such and such championship or whatever it is.
It's the experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dinners with everyone.
For those who are new shooters and haven't embarked on nationals or state selection matches, you've got to get into it. That's where the real fun is.
Meeting the I.P.S.C family worldwide.
Yeah, absolutely.
Seeing people you don't see for 4 years and meeting people up international. Yeah, it's great fun. Most embarrassing I.P.S.C moment? And don't say the same thing after a few beers at night.
I was pretty embarrassed when I did a training course with my coach, Paul Fegan.
Yep.
And like I got frustrated with like not executing this drill and I was like throwing my mags and stuff.
Oh, you got the shit up out of 10?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Everyone loves
I guess
it
happens.
All right, Mr. McEnroe. Weirdest thing you've got in your range bag?
I don't think I have anything weird in my range
Why does no one
bag.
have weird things in their range bag?
You do.
Go through his, man.
It's like guys are utilitarian. They just have stuff they need.
Pretty much. Have you got a stroking holder in your range bag?
No.
You can't be an RO.
No.
Best IPSC snack?
Probably bananas after fluids, which stop your dehydration and your headaches and stuff.
Potassium up so you don't cramp your finger up.
Yeah, look, I struggle eating, so so just having bananas is enough for me throughout the day. I don't like to have a big meal at lunchtime and all that. Like I'd rather keep going through, and I think a lot of people are the same. Just keep going through, just nibble. Yeah.
Yeah.
Highest hit factor. Now, as a mathematician on the go, you would know this.
I think a few weeks ago, I may have had like a 12.6 or something. That's probably up there. I actually don't exactly know, but that's probably up there. Yeah.
That's something we don't shoot enough of stages that you just
Really
absolutely rail them.
Yeah, really great factor.
You know.
Most valuable IPSC lesson learnt?
Look, there's lots, but maybe be consistent in your stages. I mean, it doesn't matter if you win a stage, but it more matters if you really bomb a stage. I mean, it's done in stages, so mathematically, you've got to be consistent across the board and really reduce those misses and no shoots and repeating targets and going back on things that you've missed. So, so be consistent with your stages.
Worst IPSC gun?
Well, I've never seen it at an IPSC match, but I'm sure it would be. Like these high-power guns. I went to that booth at SHOT Show.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like you guys talked about Glocks, I know on previous shows, but like Glocks work. Glocks work,
Yeah,
and they're in a different cat. They look terrible. Like the finishes look terrible. The way they felt, the like bore axis versus where the grip was, the grip angle, the grip itself, the trigger, like it was all rubbish.
Yeah.
Even the Juco, even the finish on the gun, they look terrible.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
and all of them. And this is meant to be the best thing that they can present.
Wow.
Yeah,
They
so
underpresented.
that's your next sponsorship.
100%. High power, don't send us any guns. We really don't want them. Last question. Craziest IPSC story?
Story?
You've spent a lot of time with Al in Airbnbs, mate. There's nothing there.
I don't know about stories. Like there's a lot of stuff you can't put on, but the craziest thing I've seen is just like Crix and Diego. Just the name.
Full stop.
Full stop. Like I can't believe that the speed that kid shoots, and hopefully one day he puts it all together.
Speedy Gonzalez.
He's amazing. I still love his hair. I do. The kid's got the best hair in the world. He takes that cap off and it's straight up there.
Oh, yeah.
But I love Crix. So, Tim, in all honesty, thanks for coming on the show, man. It has been not just a pleasure, but it's been an absolute ball. We've had a ball with you today.
It's been a pleasure to watch you shoot that stage. You absolutely railed it. It looked fantastic.
It was amazing. There's one thing he did do, though.
Yes.
As we're coming up to the end of our first season on the Pew Pew Show, Tim sort of turned around and went, I want you guys to shoot the Pew Pew stage.
Yeah.
So we did. We went out and had a bit of fun with it.
I had a bit of fun.
Tim, how did we go?
Now, I noticed you guys are pretty good at your editing tools. Yeah, you might need to employ it here. So let's watch it, guys.
I don't know if we're that good.
Let's have a look.
Stand by.
Wow. We dumpster fired that, but it was still fun.
Yeah, it was crap.
Yeah, we're trying to run a show rather than trying to vision a stage and everything like that. I'm not going to make any excuses, but Tim,
I was going to come up with a few.
it's an absolute pleasure to have you on the
It's
show.
been a pleasure being on.
You're a great bloke.
Thank
you're a
you.
great
Thanks,
friend.
Dean.
And,
Thanks,
good sport.
Consider our offer when you go over to the States.
Yeah, look, absolutely. Yep, once I get sort of settled down and stuff like that.
100%, mate. Get back to us and let us know. Thanks for coming on again. We're going to switch back to the studio. And thanks, Tim, for coming on. That was awesome.
He's a good sport,
He's a great
and
bloke.
what a determined shooter.
I reckon eye of the tiger the whole way, mate.
100%.
We're going to jump onto international news and find out what's happening in your neck of the woods.
IPSC international competitions. Starting off, we have the 2023 IPSC Canada National Handgun Championships. This is taking place in Manitoba in Canada. This is the 7th of August for 5 days and comprises of 18 stages and minimum of 330 rounds. Registrations are open until the 15th of July. Moving Target competition is a level 3 handgun competition taking place in Dusseldorf, Germany. This is on the 12th of August and comprises of 12 stages, a minimum of 232 rounds. Registrations close on the 1st of August. Melbourne Victoria have their first state selection match of the year. This is taking place at PPLA on the 18th of August. It's a 3-day event comprising of 12 stages and a minimum of 220 rounds. Registrations open until the 11th of August. And over to New Zealand. The North Island Handgun Championships 2023 is taking place in New Plymouth in New Zealand. The main match is on the 2nd and 3rd of September. It comprises of 12 stages and a minimum of 230 rounds. Payment and entries must be received before 5 p.m. on the 20th of August. The match fee is $175. These are capped entries at 128 competitors. In Badung, Bali, we have the Bali I.P.S.C. Open 2023. This takes place on the 26th to the 28th of August. It's a Level 3 I.P.S.C. handgun match comprising of 18 stages and a minimum of 346 rounds. The deadline for registration has just passed, so good luck to all those registered. I'm sure you'll have a blast.
Well, there's a lot going on in the world at the moment.
There certainly is.
It's good to see some matches happening all over the place.
Yeah, exciting time to be in the States and Europe, I reckon.
I reckon the Czech Republic, with the Extreme Euro
I
Open.
would love to be over there.
Yeah, it would have been awesome. European Handgun Championships is coming up. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
We know someone that's going to be there.
That'd be Paul Hags.
That would be Paul Hags, and we just have to have him on the show as part of our family.
It's Transitions Part 2.
Hi guys, this is Coach Hags coming to you with Transitions Part 2. Now in Part 1 we discussed transitioning for targets that are set up less than 90 degrees, up to 90 and less. Anywhere in there, that was the technique to engage them, with arms fully extended and not pulling in the weight to the gun because of the pendulum motion. In Part 2, what we're going to discuss and show you live fire is engaging targets that are bigger than 90 degrees, i.e. 90 degrees and more apart. There, we don't want to keep our firearm fully extended because the weight of the firearm acts as a pendulum and we will overswing the targets and have to come back, and it'll eat up a lot of time. It's also difficult to not only get the firearm moving, it's more difficult to stop it on target. So what we're going to do in this exercise is engage our target, pull in, our eyes are still going to snap to the next target, so we have a visual point of reference where we want our sights to stop, and then we're going to punch out to engage that second target. And as in Part 1, we want to continue with that exercise until our magazine is empty, so we can get the practice and hone those skills. So join me soon for the live fire. So as with Part 1, we can do this dry fire, Part 2, and it's good to dry fire it so you get some muscle memory. We're going to draw, we're going to engage our target, and this time we're pulling the firearm in to bring the weight closer to our chest and punching out. Notice my toes are moving as well. If it's more than 90 degrees, I want to spin on my toes. Versus in Part 1, we were swinging the gun and we were pretty much flat-footed because it was less than 90 degrees. Now we're bigger than 90 degree angle. We want to engage, pull in that weight, and get on to the next target. Let's shoot some live rounds. Okay guys, so the key points to remember with transitions are to snap your eyes to the next target. In other words, you leave your sights, you're looking at the spot you want to engage on the target, and your gun follows. That's quicker because now you have a reference point and your sights will arrive where you're looking. So look at where you want your bullets to go. Get your eyes off the last target as quickly as possible. Snap those eyes in their sockets, snap the head if you have to, and let that gun arrive. Do not follow your sights. That's really, really slow. Another key point to remember, anything under 90 degrees, we maintain the firearm at a full extension, whatever your extension might be, and we control that weight. We're still snapping the eyes. And anything above 90 degrees, we're going to pull that weight in, spin on our toes, and re-engage. Pull that weight in and re-engage. I hope this helps you. It's been a pleasure doing it. See you next time.
Thanks, Paul. That was awesome. Speaking of transitions, that's another thing you can do in dry fire as well.
Oh, absolutely. And that's a big gain you can make in your shooting as well. The time between shooting one target to the next, if you can narrow that down, that's going to add up to seconds at the end of your stage.
Cool. So how would one do a drill, a transition drill?
Well, I think we could actually do a drill maybe for our little studio challenge, actually. That would be a bit of fun.
Let's give it a go.
But, you know, these elements all come together, because once you get, in the beginning, maybe you're looking for seconds to gain,
Yep.
you know, when you're a new shooter, and then as it gets on, those seconds then become tenths of seconds, and they're just as important. So all these elements add up to time.
That's it. So, as you said, how does one do a drill, demonstrate a drill? Let's have a bit of fun.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah. Studio challenge time.
It's on.
Yeah.
Okay guys, so when you start your dry fire routine, one of the things you really want to get your hands on is a timer. This is a commander timer. I highly recommend those, and if you're having trouble getting them delivered quickly, get on to Steve Anderson. He'll help you out.
Ooh, we've got contacts to help you guys.
He'll get the push on for you. All right?
Excellent.
So let's just do the exercise. We're going to shoot the bottom target here and transition over to this target here. See what it's like, see what the time is, and see what we can improve on that.
Sounds like a plan. I'm going to go first.
0.68.
Cool. Well, there you go. Literally, we just moved the tables out of the way,
Yep.
picked a couple of targets, had a quick go at it, and we knocked a tenth off our time.
Yeah, it's that simple. So you do that regularly, that quicker time becomes your normal.
100%.
And then you can go do that on the range and live fire, and it's transitioned.
Yep, 100%. Look, the other thing I noticed was the cool fire system you got on your gun.
Oh,
I haven't
yes.
seen that before.
It's cool.
Explain it.
So basically, it's a gas barrel, essentially. So you take your slide off, you replace it with the gas barrel,
Yep.
and your recoil spring. You put this little plastic thing in the top there, simulate having a round in there, and it's completely safe. So
Awesome.
you basically just take your gas bottle with your tap. You can use a soda stream unit.
Hey, meditate. You can just go down the supermarket and buy a soda stream bottle.
Yep.
So no worries about replacements.
And then you can,
Wow. So it just gives you full simulation of recoil.
it's not going to
No,
be...
it's not going to be up to power factor.
No, it's not up to power factor. But it's enough to disrupt to the sights a little bit, give you a bit of sensory feedback, and it helps you just be a little bit more engaging.
I reckon it's awesome. Where do you get them from?
That'll be from Cool Fire. They'll be sold online.
Right, let's pop the link in the description below, just in case anyone wants to grab one of these things. That's the first time I've actually seen it. No, this is not a plug for Cool Fire. We had no expectation of plugging Cool Fire, but I just thought it was an interesting thing to show you guys.
But the important thing for everyone to understand, especially new shooters, is you don't need gadgets. With a double action, Shadow 2 or a gun like that, you can simply break your gun into single action, put the safety on, and you can bounce off that trigger.
Yeah.
Okay?
1,000 times.
And that's all you need.
I made the same mistake as you when I first started dry firing. I was double actioning. I mean, we talked about this before, where your finger just ends up knackered.
Absolutely. But this way, you're actually just bouncing off the back, and it does the job.
Yep, 100%. That was a lot of fun. Guys, once again, thank you for watching us. Thank you for supporting us from the start to episode 8. It's been amazing. Don't forget, hit that like button.
Subscribe.
And smack that notification bell. We're coming back at you in 2 weeks' time on a Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. for our season finale. You're going to have to tune in and stick around for that. Until that time,
make sure you dry fire, you run fast, and you shoot straight.
We'll see you next time on the Pew Pew Show. Pew, 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 pew. You had the safety on, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh, that's better.